Welcome to Luxe Visionaries, the talk show where the most influential minds in ultra high-end living share what really drives their success. In every episode, we sit down with the trailblazers, redefining what bespoke, personal, and purposeful luxury truly means. Nothing here is scripted or staged. It's unfiltered, unvarnished, and unlike anything you'll find elsewhere in the world of luxury. A few years back, I was hosting a dinner in Mallorca, and I do recall one of the guests saying that true luxury is having someone you can call no matter when, no matter the request, and have it delivered. And our guest of today kinda lives in that space. Francesco Trevisan has been mastering the art of conciergerie for some time now, and he definitely made the impossible happen for several luxury guests. So join us in today's episode as we show you how important it is to anticipate and understand the preferences and needs of ultra high net worth individuals. As you know, my name is Rebecca Gabbi and I am Vice President at Klaus and Rebecca, and I will be moderating this episode. You also know that I have a co-host, Professor Dr. Phil Klaus. He's co-founder of Lex and Lux and awarded luxury CX strategist. So Professor, the floor is yours.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our audience around the globe for this episode of Luxe Visionaries. Today we're focusing on something that's very important in terms of the tourism and hospitality experience. As we all know, because we traveled around the globe, every single one of us, one part that's crucial in terms of delivering our experience, in particular in hotels, resorts, and everything that comes with it, is the famous concierge. You know, these people that hold the power, that give you the right advice, they know exactly what you want before you speak it out. And today we are very honored to have one of them with us, Francesco Trevisan. But he's not only one of them, he's, as a matter of fact, the best there is in Spain, so I've been told officially. So without any further ado, Francesco, tell us a little bit about yourself and what's with the title being Best Concierge. How did that go?
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much, Dr. Klaus, for the introduction. Thank you very much, Rebecca. It's a great honor to be here with you today. And yes, so as you correctly say, Klaus, I had the honor to be awarded last November with the prize of Best Young Concierge, actually, under 35 years old in Spain. This award is part of our association. You know that all the concierge of luxury properties, or most part of them, we are affiliated at Les Clefs Association, which is an international association that put together the concierge of the best property around the world, luxury hotel around the world. And each year we make a little contest between the next generation concierge, the under 35, as I was telling to you before. And I had a great honor to win exactly last November. And the great responsibility to represent Spain during our international congress a couple of weeks ago in Madrid, when we had the international award with the other young concierge from all around the world. And it was such a nice experience, really a great blast, and a great honor to participate there.
Congratulations. 2 questions regarding that. Is it always on a country level? And then is there also a European competition, world competition, or is it country by country?
Is actually a national competition. Of course, is a friendly competition. I always would like to highlight that is a friendly competition, as our motto is in service through friendship, because we are a great partner between everybody. We have a great partnership internationally. But yes, it's a national contest and a worldwide contest. There is no European step.
Okay. And how do you get that? You know, what is the, how shall I say, what's the benchmarking principle? Was there a survey sent to the guests, or is it based upon peer review, or what are the requirements to even get into this competition, besides being below 35 years, of course?
Of course, you need to be a member of Les Clefs d'Or, and you need to be voted through your regional section of Les Clefs d'Or. Your regional section vote for a Young Concierge, and after there is the national step. All the concierge from all the region of the country. In this case, of course, Spain. We were 9 candidates this year. We had to make some assessment, written assessment, and oral assessment, and video assessment. And at the end of our national congress, we had as well a chat and oral exam with the committee, a national committee of senior concierge member of Les Clefs d'Or, that they evaluate our assessment, and the sum of the points get the best. Of course, is a question as well of commitment that everybody of us put all over the last season, and of course that we had a good feedback from the guests. So is a mix of all these things, but we need to make some assessment based on our daily job, of course.
Okay. Interesting for me is, so there are 2 columns, under 35 and then everybody over 35, or are there more age ranges?
No, the competition is just for the under 35. I mean,
okay.
there is no senior competition.
No.
I think as well, it's something that is really good to keep, our association alive, because with the ideas of the young members, of the young people that they are part of this great society, I think that it's always good to keep alive, our traditional association. We are almost in a couple of years we will be almost 100 years old as association. So we need to keep the flow up, and to always put new ideas and a new concept. And I think that as well, this competition that I always would like as well to say once again, this a friendly competition, is something that permits to us to improve, and to give the opportunity to the new generation to grow up as well, professionally and personally, with the association.
And you, as a representative of this new generation, would you like to share some thoughts with us, some insights? Where do you think future opportunities are? What kind of things need to change? Where you need amendments? What are the challenges, opportunities?
Of course, the main topic, in my opinion, one of the main topic is our relationship with the technology. Now technology is playing, of course, a big role in the hotel sector and in tourism sector in general. So we have a lot of tools that they will help us to, I think that these tools will help us more to have more space for the relationship with the guest, because we, in our daily routine, we dedicate a lot of time to make some mechanic task, as in all the sector, in all the businesses, and as well in a hotel, in a luxury hotel, you need to dedicate a lot of times to make something mechanic. And I think that these tools, the new, for example, artificial intelligence, on the new technology application, they can help us to make us free of these mechanic tasks, and give more space to the relationship, to create more the details with the guest, and the relation, the personal relation with the guest, to discover their taste and their passion, their hobbies, to tailor made at best the stay of our guests.
That's interesting. So to summarize it, you're saying artificial intelligence and these tools pretty much can help you saving time or dedicating other tasks that are very, how shall I say, non-beneficial for the guest away, so you can focus on building guest relationships?
Yes, definitely. I believe that could be like this. I can note, for example, that this year, as everybody, all the best and the most important companies of luxury are starting to approach with this application. I can see that definitely the situation, the management, for example, of our mailing requests that we have thousand, per month, it's better managed, and we can dedicate ourselves more to this to craft the relation with the guest.
Yeah, I can
I
see that.
I have this perception.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Perceptions are reality, as we always say. And we want to find out what your perceptions are, because you know it better than anyone else. For me, it would be interesting to know, how did you end up being a concierge in the first place, or ending up in tourism hospitality? Was it like one day during high school you said, oh, this is really what I would like to do? Or how do you ended up there?
Look, it's something that I think that I have inside of myself a great passion. But of course, for example, me, I grow up always with a little bit of the taste of the tourism. My grandfather used to run a bar very close to Venice from where I am born. And so, since when I was little, I was always dealing with different culture and speaking with a lot of people, growing up, seeing a lot of people. When I grew up, I studied, of course, the high school tourism, and I didn't realize that this role existed those time. But once I had, after the university, my first internship, I was at the Westin Palace in Venice. I started to move my first steps in hospitality as a housekeeping supervisor, but I saw that at the concierge desk there was always a lot of things happening. So I have a natural propension for the relationship with people, and I say I think that my right side could be there. So I start later to move my first steps in the front of house roles, and definitely was the good things, because uh, I had pretty much success in this role, and I, of course,
Apparently,
try to
yeah.
keeping up.
Yeah. So,
But
what is it that attracted you? Was it just like, there I could be together with people, or I can figure out what people want, or I can assist people? What was it
um,
in particular?
I mean, of course, the connection that you can make with the guest, the level of engagement that you can make with all the different guests, and the opportunity to learn something new every day, because the guests, they can ask everything to you, so you need to be prepared in a lot of things. And when you are not prepared, because of course you can't be a genius, you need to learn a lot, and you need to learn from your colleagues, of course, you need to learn from the guests, and you need to learn from your external partners, because we work a lot with the external world. We are the main connection between the property, the guest, and the external partner. So these things, to create connection and to learn, they move my passion, and they move myself to go to start with this role with the concierge work.
That's quite interesting to hear, because most people always think you're front of the house. So you're connecting to the client, but you're exposing us to a completely different kind of profile, that you also have external partners that you have to take care of. Is your approach to the external partners different than the one to your guests?
Yes, of course. We need to have a lot of relationship with our external partners because they they help a lot in our daily operations. So we need to take care of all the stakeholders, as you correctly say, starting from the guest, but as well the external. And yes, the relationship is different because the guest we need to communicate, of course, the value that this external partner can give to the guest and to the stay of the guest. So we are always looking to the best partner, the partner that they can fit, that they can match with our brand, because with the values of our brand, and that they can communicate these values and sharing these values as well with us and as well with the guests.
What
So
are
it's
these values? Oh, sorry. What are these values, if I may inquire, Francesco?
Of course, the third parties, they need to transmit the same level, of course, of luxury that our brand communicate, and they need to be in line. For example, to give you an example of our actually operation of our day-by-day operation, you know that I'm actually working for Belmond, which is part of the group LVMH, of course, based in Mallorca at the moment at Belmond La Residencia. And the new trend of this season of 2025 season is to communicate to the guest a new pace of travel. So we are starting to create experiences that connected the guest with our way of life, with the Mediterranean way of life. So something that is a little bit slower to enjoy the daily uh, luxury of every day. So, for example, having I don't know, an hiking at the first light of the morning with an expert guide of National Geographic that can show you the most hidden spot of our mountain and explain to you something with some passion and some tools that are part, for example, of National Geographic, something really particular to live the the journey and the stay with a different pace. So the guests are always, busy because they are coming from a big city. For example, we have a lot of USA guests coming from big cities, so they need to retake this contact with the nature and with the daily routine in the most luxury way, of course.
I couldn't agree more because our research points out that slow tourism, or what we recently introduced, slow yachting, becomes more and more relevant for the guests. So they're looking
Definitely.
for authentic and immersive experiences. And the way you describe it to me, Francesco, resonates with our work because, in a way, if I understand you correctly, you're saying before the hotel was the focus point. Now, the way you describe it to me, it sounds more as if the hotel is the starting point from which you almost delegate or manage other experiences. So it's more like the base camp.
Definitely could be a good interpretation this, because of course, as you correctly say, the hotel is such a nice base here because, of course, is such a particular and sophisticated location here as all the other Belmont properties. But yes, it's important as well to communicate the surrounding and the authenticity of the region in which we are operating, the culture, and transmit, this new flow and this new concept to everybody, and trying always to find something really special. I think, in my personal opinion, I've said other times as well that all the stays, all the vacations of our guests are an event because of course the value that they put in their stay with us, it's pretty much high. So we need to find always something special to make these events really great.
Makes sense. So the trends that you are describing and that we agreed upon, when did they emerge? Was it recently, post-COVID, or when was it that you could see more and more people are looking for these kind of experiences?
Definitely, post-COVID, I think that this concept increased a lot because people they felt that they were probably missing something, and they probably lost time when there were the lockdowns all over the world. So I think that people really now they are giving another value to their time. I think that now the time is not spent but invest, as we are saying in Belmond. So they would like to invest their time and not just spending time on holiday. And I think that we have a great responsibility, everybody who are working in the tourism operation, especially the hotel, because we are playing with the time, and the time is an asset. Time of the people is an asset, which is one of the most important in life. So we need to evaluate the time in the best way as possible.
I couldn't agree more with you, Signor Trevisan, because when we look at it in our MEPA framework, which highlights what matters most to the ultra high net worth individual, the famous last part is achieving time savings. And time is the number one currency for the people that you are catering to, your clients, the ultra high net worth and high net worth individuals. So you being on Mallorca, which some people probably think of it partying, I would say it's a paradise for bicyclists.
There is a lot
So
of party, but yeah. No, I mean, yes, correct. This, I think that the imagine of the island in the past 10 years was more linked with the party, of course, because, well, yes, we are close to Ibiza. This is a region in which there are a lot of leisure situations, of course. But definitely in the last 10 years, especially the last six, in my opinion, we are definitely changing and probably already complete this process. We changed our face, and all the luxury properties, they have a flagship property here already open, or opening in a couple of months or in a year. We have all the best brand. We have St. Regis, we have Belmond, we have Four Seasons. In 6 months is opening Mandarin Oriental, a lot of great boutique hotels. So the luxury collection of Marriott is present since years. So I think that the market now, in terms of luxury, is already really competitive. And we changed this face that we used to have 10 or 20 years ago. And now we are really prepared to receive, these the guests that we have, the high net worth people that we were speaking together before. So I'm definitely as well proud, because the market now and the scenario, the panorama is really dynamic.
Oh, that sounds exciting. And it also, again, mirrors our research that, and I wanted to ask you if you can see that too. One of the trends that we are seeing is, and you pretty much scratched already on the surface a little bit for that, is that we see more and more people want to have off the grid, authentic experiences. So not the main attraction, but something more immersed with the locals and something unique and more authentic. Can you see that where you are?
Yes, definitely yes. In fact, we in general spend a lot of time in the pre-stay phase before the guest is coming. We're spending a lot of time in the creation of the itinerary of our guests, because they are actually looking for the things that you said. So they are always looking for something different because, as you know better than me, these kind of guests, they see already a lot of things and almost everything. So we need to dedicate a lot of time in the pre-stay first step, because we need to communicate and to find um, the right experience that they can match with their personality and with their expectation, of course, because the expectations are always higher. And so and increasing a lot, exactly. The expectation are increasing as well because of the competitive set that we have now. Since a few years we were, a couple of properties in the luxury sector in the island, and now we are pretty much. So we need to find, always the distinctions point with everybody, our signature experiences, and
Francesco,
communicating.
yeah, Francesco, are you doing this work? Meaning, do you communicate directly with the client and then you look also for the offers? Or how does it, how is that divided? Because most people wouldn't think of a concierge also being, for a lack of a better word, you're doing also market research, Yeah.
Definitely. We have as well a commercial uh, role because we are sometimes selling as well. First of all, our properties and the services of our properties, which is the most important things. But definitely, the things outside the services, the ancillary services outside, we are playing a big role with this. And yes, we communicate directly with the guests most of the time, but a lot of time, especially if they are mm, famous or pretty known guests, we need to communicate with the assistant and to craft together the itinerary with the assistant based, of course, on the guest upon the guest's preferences. And it's quite hard work that I really enjoy, of course, because if you are not enjoying it, you can't do it, definitely, because it's a lot and a lot of requests, and I'm sure you probably already knows pretty much about this. So you need to stay focused and to really like what are you doing, because otherwise you are lost.
I can see that. So tell me, I can imagine that you also have some fun going out there and scouting these authentic experiences, because in
Oh,
a way
but
you have to
of,
test them before you offer them.
of course. I mean, our network of Les Clefs, it is playing in this situation a key role, definitely, because all the concierge involved in Les Clefs association, we are exchanging, of course, opinion about the experiences that we are making. Of course, the third parties, sometimes they are inviting us to try their services in order to share the information with the guest at best, of course, to having the panoramic area and the best idea as possible to share with the guest. And I think that the association in this case is really important, is fundamental, because exchanging a point of view and ideas with people who are making the same job as you is something really fundamental, because you have, mm, uh, the same point of view. You can understand, and you can, make a good scan of the provider and of the experience. So it's really important for me be part of Le Cledor for this reason, and because we have as well um, this kind of relationship with the partner. They can invite us, of course, where when they are not inviting us, me, I invest, of course, my personal time and to experience something, because it's always important for me. I can't stay at home at all and stay quiet at home. I need always to knock to some of our providers' door and try to see if I can really sell that experience, that restaurant. And so it's important for me trying, and it's important for me the feedback of my colleague.
Your curiosity might be also one of the reasons that you're the best concierge in
Of course, if you are not a dynamic person, you can't be really a Les Clefs concierge, because if you like to stay at home, it's difficult that the things are happening. You need to try. And
thank you so very much for also sharing these insights, because some of us might think that the role of your associations and the exchange with your colleagues, because most of us probably think, why would Belmond talk to Mandarin? Why would they talk to them? This is competition. Why should they give away these things and so on?
We find actually our force with the competition, because probably the brand are competitors, but the concierge, we definitely have a great relationship with us, because sometimes the guest can't be my guest today, but tomorrow can go at Four Seasons, and the day after at Mandarin, at Six Senses, and whatever. So we need to be, really well connected between each others as well, to tailor made at best, their stay. Because if I know something before, and I have a guest that is going in another property, and I have a connection in that hotel which is probably 800%, because we are almost 4,000 members all over the world. So we speak between each other, and we always leave something special in the next property, and we exchange information with a colleague, and these information are really important to tailor made at the maximum the stay of the guest.
That sounds great. I know I need to be aware of the time. Rebecca probably is signaling me. One question I have for you left, Francesco, is like, what is for you the most rewarding experience of your profession?
The most rewarding experience, you mean in terms that something that I would propose to a guest, or in my career in general?
What you like most about being a concierge, and what for you is the moment where you always say, this is why I'm doing that?
Really, no, what I like is, of course, when I have such a great feedback from the guest, when I can see a guest happy with my suggestions. Definitely this is the best reward, because when you work really hard to create itinerary for the guests, to create their experiences, to put together all the experiences of their vacation, and they are happy, this is the best reward. And sometimes guests, they come back because of you, because they recognize your effort, and for me this is the most important reward. And of course, what I really like is be part of Les Clefs, which is such an important asset for our daily routine. I made a lot of friends, and I definitely would like that you can interview some of them as well, because I'm sure they can share some other interesting point of view.
Thank you so very much, Francesco. I guess every one of our viewers will immediately see the passion that you have for your profession and for your association. And for
I hope so.
I think without any doubt. And I also love that you gave us a completely different appreciation, not only of how you see the importance of the client experience, but the role of the concierge. I mean, most of us, we don't get to see, and we don't get to know all these things that comes with it, from market research to building relationships outside and inside the organization, the role of the association. For me, it was quite fascinating, educational. So thank you for sharing.
I'm so glad that you can have this perspective. And of course, when you would like to go more deep, you know that I will be more than happy to help you, and our network will be more than glad to help you as well.
That's a marvelous invitation, and I most certainly will get back to you regarding that one. And for all our viewers, when you come to Mallorca, it's clear that you have to come to the Belmont to talk to Francesco directly.
Of course, please. Looking forward to welcoming.
Without any doubt. Who wouldn't want to come after you shared all this insight?
I will expect a long queue at the concierge of La Residencia.
Exactly. Perfect. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for sharing all your insight. It was delightful.
And that's a wrap on today's Luxe Visionaries. If this conversation inspired you or gave you something to think about, please do us a favor. Follow, subscribe, and share it with those who appreciate real insight. The future of luxury isn't coming, it's already here, and we're giving you the front row seat. So until next time, stay bold, stay curious, stay visionary.